So welcome guys to Rising Coders era. This is Python 100 plus days course, and in this video we are just going to deal with the topic named variables and operators. So before moving ahead, just subscribe our channel so that you will get the latest notification on your device. You will get the source code and the notes inside the description. So let's begin for today's video. First of all, we are just going to focus on variables. What are variables? Variables are containers that hold information. They allow us to store and access information throughout our program. So whenever we need that particular information, we are just going to call that particular variable, or we can just print that variable, and you can just get it access whenever you need. So we can think of them as boxes with labels so that we can just understand what the box is going to contain, and if we just mismatch the labels, so we just change the label of that particular box and that was not right with that box, then it is going to be more difficult while while searching for that particular element what we stored inside that box. So it is going to become more difficult and complex right over there. So another example you can just take of the library. There are multiple books, many books inside the library, and when you just want to search, suppose you just want to search the Python, so you can search it within a second because it is also having the same case like the boxes. They are having the labels and you can get it within the second. So before this lecture we have just worked with the all the data types, inbuilt data types. So we have just covered the 14 data types: integer, float, complex, boolean, string, bytes, byte array, range, list, tuple, set, frozen set, dictionary. And so you can just watch out inside this playlist you will get this all these data types. So we have covered all these data types with examples. So every data type, just I have given 2 to 3 examples, or some operations also we have performed with that particular data type. So this is lecture number 4, where what are variables? Containers that hold information. They allow us to store and access information throughout our program. So whenever we need some particular information, you can just access it whenever we need it. Okay, so we can think them as boxes with labels that tells us what they contain. So when we are just going to make some label to that particular box, you can just get it when you need. So first of all, we are just going to go with this code, and let's begin for today's lecture. First thing here we want to do here is define a variable name age and store the value as 25. So we have to define the variable name. So the variable name is going to be here age, and here we want to store the value as 25. So we are just going to write is equal to and then 25. So this 25 value is being stored inside this variable, and the variable name is age. The next thing, define a variable name, and that is going to be name. So we are just going to write name and is equal to, we just have to store here this string. So this is a string. So string is always written in single quotes or double quotes. So here we are just going to use the double quotes. So coders. Okay, so now when we just going to run this program, you can see the age is 25 and the name is coders. So inside the age variable 25 is being stored, and inside the name variable coders is being stored right over here. So next thing, we are just going to go with the operators. Now what are the operators? Symbols used to perform operations on data stored in variables. So just we store some data inside the variables, so you can just perform different operations on that variable. So suppose first of here there are different operators, so like arithmetic operator, comparison operator, logical operators, and there are many more operators. So you can just see this, this is the equal to, not equal to, lesser than, equal to, greater than, equal to, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus means the remainder, and there are just logical operators like and or not. Okay, and the next thing, so before this lecture we have also covered the different operators, and here we are just going to focus on these operators like plus, minus, multiplication, division, not equal to, equal to. Okay, so let's begin. So add 5 to the value of age. Now when you see the value of age is 25, now you can see the value of age is 25. We just have to add plus 5. Okay, so we just have to add it. So we are just going to use the plus here. Okay, so when you just see, as you can just see this one, it is called as arithmetic operators. So what we are just going to do, we have to just add. So what I'm going to write, age underscore with underscore 5 underscore years, and is equal to age plus 5.
age plus 5. Okay, plus 5. Okay, so this is going to add this. Okay, so after that what we are going to go move at this point, check if age is greater than 20. Now when we add the 5 to the value of age, it is going to be 25 plus y, you will get the 30 as the output. I'm just going to check if the age is greater than 20 in adult. So when the age is going to more than 20, it is going to be, that person is going to be an adult. So for this, what I'm going to do here, just I'm going to create an variable name is adult is equal to, and when the age is going to be greater than 20, then it should print that it is adult. Okay, so as you know, this is the 25, and when just we are going to add it plus 5, it is going to be 30. But here you can just see that the age is 25 and it is greater than 20, so it should print that it is adult. Calculate the age in 10 years. So first is now the age is 25, and after 10 years it is going to be plus 10. So what we are going to do here, future, create a variable name, and that is going to be future underscore age, and this is going to be age plus 10, age plus 10, so that it is going to be plus 10, and you can just find out the future age in this way. So after that we are just going to print all the result, print results. So print age with 5 years, age with 5 years, and that is going to be age with, just we created the variable, we are just going to call it when we need. So print, and here we are just solve. And now when I'm going to save this and just run the code, you can just see here all the things are been printed right over here. You can just see the age, you can just see the name, and when the age is going to be after 25 plus 5, after 5 years it is going to be 30, then is adult, so it is true, and future age, and that is going to be your 35. So when this is going to be satisfied, this condition, it is going to show inside the boolean value. Okay, so true. So you can just see here the explanation. We use the plus operator to add 5 years to age, the greater operator to check if age is greater than 20, and the plus operator again to calculate the age in 10 years. Okay, so there are some conditions, do's and don'ts while writing the variable name. So first of all, the variable name must be meaningful so that you can understand it whenever you come back to that particular code after 1 year, 2 year or 3 years. So next thing, we are just going to focus on the camel case. It must be camel case. Camel case is nothing but multiple word names capitalize first letter of each word except the first. So the first word should be small, and when you are just going to come at the second word, the first letter is going to be capital right over here. You can just see here customer name, so N is capital over here. So you can just see here in the order total, so here T is been capital. So the next thing is the snake case, separated words with underscore. So we just separate the two words with the underscore. So here you can just see customer underscore name and order or underscore name. So similar like this. So don't use the short names like A, B, C, etc. Avoid these things like ABC. You can't make this, and this is going to be when you are going to build a huge program. So at that time, understanding it is going to be more complex when you are just going to build a huge program. So use of all caps lock, you are just going to use like caps lock or lowercase. So just avoid this. You should make the mixture of all these things. Start with variable name with numbers or underscores. So you can just start with the numbers. So sometimes you just start with numbers or some symbols, and just start with underscore. So just avoid these things while writing this. So why I am telling this? So the reason behind that is this makes the code easier to understand. When you just follow these cases, it makes the code easier to understand. When you debug, you just find out the errors inside it. It is going to be more easier to understand and maintain. By following these do's and don'ts, you can improve quality and readability of your code. So you when is going to read the code should understand what you just created inside that code. So the quality should also be improved right over here. So this is all about this lecture. You can just find out the notes and source code inside description. Thanks for watching this lecture.